it's the car doctor. Welcome back to my channel, good people. Today's patient is a 2014 Dodge Charger. Now, I worked on this Charger about a year ago. Did the lifters, the whole 9 yards. It came back for a tick. Did milling let me down? Finally. Or maybe not. Milling has not let me down. I've been using this brand for many years. So you can kind of see why I'm surprised that it came back for a tick. Let me show you the culprit, by the way. So the customer came back. He wasn't really sure it was under warranty. I was like, yes, it's under warranty. Just bring it back. That's why, good people, it's important to have a good mechanic and reputable shop to take your car to. Because they will, say, hey, we'll take care of it for you. No charge. So here's the culprit. Check that out. It was bad. So I changed out this one lifter, and I noticed that his oil cooler was leaking really bad. It's getting all over the back of the transmission. It is pouring. I don't know if you're gonna catch it on camera, but it's like a pool of oil down there. Yes, you can see it. So it is really bad. It's starting to overflow in the back. So I told this customer, I'm not gonna warranty this work anymore unless you get that oil cooler replaced. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, let's go ahead and change it out. Unfortunately, I don't have the time today, so he will be coming back. But before I move on, this is what a new one looks like, and has no play, nice and solid. Actually working on another one in the shop. Let me show you why I don't want to warranty this. So I got this one pretty much broke down already. Now, I'm not warranting this job again because, as you know, those lifters heavily rely on oil. Without proper oil, or if you have some type of leak, possibly lower oil pressure, or running low on oil, damage the lifter. So, of course, I can't stand behind that. If he has a active leak, I'd just be shooting myself in the foot. And plus, it's a lot of work to do that over again for the customer not to properly upkeep his engine. So upkeep is very important on these cars. You cannot just run around with oil leaks. You just make a problem even worse. It's already an issue with these cars, and having an oil leak just don't help it. Prime example, his oil cooler is starting to seep. Now, I'm not blaming this on there. It's just every little bit helps. And because, well, we don't really know what's causing these lifters to go out. Some say it's parts defective from the dealership. Whatever we can do to prevent this, that's what we're gonna do. So no leaks. This one actually chewed up 2 cams. Chewed up this one really bad. This is the intake cam, and it chewed up the exhaust cam really bad. So that lobe is completely shot. Again, not trying to blame the oil cooler, but it's like if you have oil leaking on your starter or alternator, you know it's gonna go out. Water and electricity don't mix, so riding around with leaking oil, it's not gonna help your engine. I actually had to stay late to finish this one up. For my subscribers out there, you know I'm a man down, so I have so much going on around the shop, and I really don't have time for comebacks. Really, I don't have time for comebacks, so had to put in a little overtime. But let's see how she sounds now. No more ticking. Now, for guys who watch my channel all the time, you know what the tick sounds like. So that is now gone. But now there's a new issue. On the test drive this morning, we noticed it started skipping, and it brought up cylinder 3 injector circuit. So I'm like, maybe something is not plugged up. So guys, I'm gonna walk you through my quick diagnostic procedure I used this morning to find this problem. Cylinder number 3 is right here. So I'm gonna unplug this. It's a little latch, little security latch. Let me get something because I'm not gonna be able to do it with my hand. Pop that up. So the first thing I always like to do is check my connections. Make sure it's plugged up, making sure nothing is broken, making sure my pins are not broken. Now, to remind you, I didn't unplug these injectors, so I was very like, okay, what is going on? The problem was over on this side, the driver's side. I actually heard it. I was like, I told my guy, pull down this side. I guarantee it's from this side. And it was this lifter in the back. So when you're doing these lifters, it's better shown than told. Let me take you back over here. So as you can see, we're sorry Tariq,
No, you fine.
Getting in my guy's way. But let me borrow this your area real quick. As you can see, the injectors are still plugged up. You don't have to remove the injectors to do these lifters. You just have to remove the coils, and these the coil wires. All right, let's jump back now that you got a better understanding of the process. So we know we have a problem with cylinder number 3 injector. So like I mentioned before, I'm gonna check for corrosion, check for damaged wiring pigtails. Sometimes this gets damaged in the inside the insulation, the wire will break. And you can simply do a continuity test. That's basically you take a multimeter and hook it right here and probe somewhere back here. If it beeps, you know you have continuity. If it don't beep, your wire is broken inside the insulation. So you can do that test. I probably should show them, huh? Should give them an example. Yes, I'm gonna give y'all an example.
They're here to learn.
Yes. Got my setup ready for you guys to get a better understanding of what's going on and how this test works. So got a volt-on-meter. I'm going to change it to just a continuity test. Basically, when you put these two together, it'll beep. So in a real world situation, let's pretend this is the injector connector and these two wires are gonna feed into the computer, but we're not gonna worry about these.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy.
Hey, Mr. Jimmy, how are you doing, bud? Hey guys, that was Mr. Jimmy. He's make his living off of scrap, and I just give him all my old metal, just donate it to him to help him out, you know? All right, back to it, guys. All right, got my test leads here. The first test lead I'm gonna focus on is this one. Well, with just one demonstration, So if I'm assuming if it's a broke wire inside this insulation, I can't see it, I would do this test right here. I probe, and it should beep. So how this works is, if this was broken, it won't beep, just like that. So now it's broken, it's not beeping. So that's how that test works. You can do a lot with this test. You can trace back the wires to the computer, and it's just amazing. So that was one of the tests I performed. The next one, what I'm gonna do is use a Noid light to make sure the computer is putting out a signal to the injector. I'm about to demonstrate that for you right now. So you just hook up this little LED light to the connector, crank the vehicle, and it should blink real fast.
No blinking. No.
Yeah, it's blinking.
Oh.
It was just, I guess it had a bad connection. Make sure
I'm about to say, it was not doing that before y'all. Y'all see.
Yeah, make sure your connection is good. So yes, the computer is putting out the signal for the injector to fire. Oh, one more other test I always do before I go to any of this measure. Let me be back, because I did put it up. My good old stethoscope. I always listen to the injectors.
And for the people that don't know, that's how you got named Alex the Car Doctor.
So I wonder if I can let y'all listen. I'm gonna test out the mic on this. But anyway, I put them on, and first off, I test a good one, just to get a sound comparison, and then I test the bad one. I probably can let them hear. Where's the microphone on this?
This is an iPhone 14, so I don't know at the bottom. I know it's one down here.
Let's see, because you can hear it clicking.
We'll have to,
I don't know if y'all hear that, but it makes like a tick, 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 tick sound. And when you go to the bad one, you don't hear anything. So I just had to show y'all that real quick.
can I put on your stethoscope?
If you want to play doctor.
I do want to play doctor.
I got you tonight.
Anyway, back to the video.
Now, guys, I always carry around a spare injector. But what you guys can do at home if you have the time to triple check your work, double check. I always tell my employees, double check, triple check. You can swap them around. But if you don't want to swap them around, if you have an old injector laying around, you can simply plug it up and listen to it. And you can actually feel it sometime, or if you have a stethoscope, listen to it. And I've already did this test. It clicks, it does what it's supposed to do. So the verdict is the injector went out on me. So I gotta explain to the customer that my injector just went out. And it happens. It's not always mechanics out here trying to get you, because I know that'd be the first thing that come to mind. Well, my car wasn't like that when it went into the mechanic shop. What happened? You must have did something. And it's like, no, I would never.
And if we do something, we will fix it.
Yes,
right.
I would happily replace it. But this had nothing to do with me, so I'm not responsible for it. But if it was, I'd happily buy this man another injector and send him on his way. Anything to add, sweetie?
No, darling. We're done here.
But I diagnosed it for him for free. I just didn't give it back to him. Like, oh yeah, now your car is skipping. I guess other mechanic shops will do something like that, but not here at Alex the Car Doctor.
Integrity.
I believe in, yes, you
It's
took
everything.
the words out of my mouth.
I got you.
Integrity is everything. I believe in what goes around comes around. You put bad out, you're gonna get bad in return. On that note, guys, you make sure you like and subscribe. It really keeps me motivated to keep sharing this great content with you. And yeah, please support the channel. Alex the Car Doctor out. Love you guys. See you on the next video.